Artists, storytellers, beatmakers, these are the latest news, deals, and free plugins from the music production world.
Don't miss my part in the video.
Cool. XLN Audio doesn't release plugins very often, so when they do, it's time to take notice. This is DB30 Drum Butter. Butter? Really? This effects plugin is basically a modular multi-effects plugin built specifically for drums. So instead of using a bunch of plugins to shape your drums, you have everything in one place. Lots of controls here, and if you just need the basics, stay tuned for a really good deal later in this video. So DB30 kind of has the feel of RC20. Many of you have that plugin. You get 6 modules, and the nice thing is you can reorder most of them, so you're not locked into a fixed signal chain. And the modules themselves are pretty focused. Boom Shack handles low-end weight and adding texture to snares and hi-hats. Shift lets you mess with the pitch and formats, and Space gives you reverbs that range from realistic rooms to more vintage digital sounds. Then you've got compression, saturation, and then the More module that gives you some clipping and loudness controls. But you know, the most interesting part is how fast this is to use. Each module has basically one main macro control, so you're not getting lost in tiny parameters all the time. And there's also a global magnitude slider that scales everything at once, which actually seems pretty useful for dialing in the intensity of what you're doing, or even for some transitions. And check this out, you can actually target just the transients or sustain, which is something you usually need multiple plugins to do. Now, pricing wise, it's $99 for intro price till the end of April, then it goes up to $129. So yeah, it's not cheap, but not crazy either considering what it replaces. But if you think that DB30 is a little too much for what you need, I've got a deal. But first, question of the week. Do you prefer a fast one plugin drum processing thing or full control with multiple plugins? What do you trust more? Comment below. It's time for Plugin of the Month. Each month, I find you a new plugin and give you an exclusive discount code for it. This month, you can get the DS10 drum shaper from XLN Audio for $35 with the code SanjayDS10 on Plugin Boutique. DS10 gets your drums hitting harder, bigger, and tighter quickly. And I love that this plugin gets straight to the point. You're not hunting around for controls. You're just going to end up putting this on every one of your drum tracks, tweak quickly, and then you're done. Now, at this price, you're going to be happy with the time you're saving. If you want to quickly shape your drums, get DS10 Drum Shaper right now for $35 using the code SanjayDS10. Link is below.
April 25th. April 25th of this month. That's the date you need to remember because I have this epic surprise for Sanjay's birthday, which is coming up on April 30th, that I've been planning for months. I am editing things, collecting things, because I want to give him the love that he deserves and more. Oh my gosh, if I could even tell you, if I could even share. I can't share. I have some world famous people involved. World famous people. I can't. I'm so excited. I can't believe what I'm able to pull off. It's so sweet. It's so amazing. It's gonna blow your mind. It's blown my mind. Like, I can't even share what I'm doing. It's a huge surprise, and I want you to be part of it because you are part of his journey. So friends, please, April 25th, join us, and I want you participating.
All right, if you've ever sat there thinking, this mix sounds a bit off, but I don't know why. This next plugin is basically trying to solve that exact problem. Mastering the Mix just released Reference 3, and it's an update to one of those tools a lot of producers already use, but this version goes way further into actually telling you what to fix. So the idea is still the same. You load a reference track and compare your mix, but now it analyzes things like tonal balance, stereo width, dynamics, and loudness all at once and shows you how close you are to an actual match percentage. But here's where it gets interesting. There's a new feature called master scope that literally shows you where your EQ or stereo image is off and what direction to move it with the reference track. And there's more. You also get written feedback through something called the mix instructor, which basically tells you in plain language what to adjust. So instead of guessing, you're actually getting some guidance here. Another thing worth pointing out, it can now automatically pick reference tracks from your own library that match your mix, which is kind of a big deal because that part usually takes some time anyway. This feels like a really nice upgrade because it takes you quickly from analysis to action. There is a free trial, and if you already own it, you can get 50% off for the upgrade. Link is below. All right, if you're into those classic 80s analog sounds, you're gonna love the next synth. Tal just released the Tal J8X, which is their take on the Roland JX8P. And honestly, you don't really see the JX8P in software form that much. Now, what's cool here is they didn't just copy the original, they kept the character, but added things like MPE and aftertouch support, a new filter mode that can self-oscillate, and even per voice tuning, which basically lets you push it to more unstable, almost VCO style territory. And that's not something that the original could do. If you like those old warm pads and soft brass, this could be a really nice addition. It's $55 right now at an intro price. This thing sounds awesome. The UDO DMNO is finally available, and this is a hybrid synth that gets more into bass and character compared to the usual stuff from the company. But the pad sounds this produces are pretty incredible. It's an 8-voice polyphonic synth, but what makes it interesting is it's basically 2 synth layers in one, each with its own controls. So you can run them in splits, layers, or even route one into the other like a complex oscillator. This seems more like a sit down and explore kind of synth. I actually tried it in LA recently during the Buchla and Friends conference, and it's not cheap, around $2,800. So yeah, not for everyone, but if you're into high-end hardware and want something a bit different from the typical poly synth, this one might be worth looking into. All right, if your low end is a little bit off, this plugin might help. Universal Audio just made the Little Labs Voice of God available natively, so no hardware needed anymore. And it's a really simple idea. It boosts the low end you want while cutting the mud. You pick a frequency like 40, 100, or 200 hertz and sweep until it just feels right. And then it adds some weight. It works really well on kick and bass, but also on vocals if you want a deeper tone. Super simple and gets the job done. Now that it's native, I think a lot more people are gonna actually use it. I really hope they hurry up with the rest of the native plugins. Come on, UAD. All right, I've got a few deals for you today. First, the Moog Messenger, back there. It's the brand new Moog synth. It's on sale for $699. Also, the iLoud Micro Studio monitors that I used in my recent video about the MacBook Neo, they're on sale. Great monitors for a small setup. They actually sound big. If you're looking for any new gear, make sure you check out the Guitar Center deals page. I'll link it below for the best deals you can find. If you need anything for your studio, you can find it at your local Guitar Center or on guitarcenter.com. Next up, Audio Modern is having a spring sale, April 7 through May 7, 35% off all their products. Use the coupon code SPRING26 to get the discount. I highly recommend their new Soundbox instrument. You can get some free sounds to try it out, and the expansion packs are really nice. And all the rest of their plugins I've tried before too. Very useful stuff. Last, Plugin Boutique is having a spring sale. You can get Scalar 3, Moto Bass, and even SonarWorks stuff on sale. And if you buy anything from Plugin Boutique this month, you'll have a choice of Freebie. The more you spend, the more you get. I'll link everything from this video below. All right, I've got a freebie for you this week, but before we get to that, are you thinking about putting your music out there? Well, DistroKid is a simple and fast way to get your music onto Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, pretty much everywhere. And DistroKid collects earnings for you when anyone plays or purchases your music. It's simple to use and includes tools to help you build your audience. I've created 2 videos on DistroKid that'll probably answer any questions you have. You can watch them right here. And if you're ready to sign up, use the link below to get 7% off your first year of membership. All right, it's time for a freebie. Audio Damage just released Evil Auto. And yes, it's basically an OTT-style multi-band compressor, but it's completely free. So it splits your signal into low, mid, and high bands and compresses each one separately to bring out detail and a lot of punch. This can get pretty aggressive, so this is one of those where a little goes a long way. You can get it free with the link below. That's it for the news, and hey, if you want to know what Steven Slate's new headphones sound like, check out my review of his latest creation and the mixing software that goes with it right here. Keep making the music you love, and I'll see you soon.